Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be starting a brand new campaign with Skarbrand, with Khorne. So as always, if you enjoy the content, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out a ton on the channel. Check out the rest of the content as well. I'm either still playing through a Chaos Dwarf campaign, or I finished it by the time this video releases. And then before that I did Beastmen, and I think I did Elves before that. So constantly bringing out new content. Tons and tons, just literally dozens, if not 100 backlogged campaigns, so go back and check all that out if you like legendary gameplay with some decent explanations, I hope. Okay. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and get in here. So, I never actually did a Skarbrand campaign. The Warhammer 3 map, I actually thought he was a little bit on the weaker side if he didn't do the Chainsword Cheese in the Realm of Chaos, but I think that with the significant nerfs to Nurgle, which I'll do a Nurgle campaign at some point, but Nurgle has a much harder start position, and they nerfed Nurgle's sack bonus, among other things, so his economy just kind of went down the drain. I'm going to try him out again. I think he starts in an interesting position in the middle of the map. There's a lot of different ways you could take him, and I think he might have a little bit of a better time, especially on higher difficulty levels. I just felt like his econ was kind of rough before. But I don't know if they've necessarily buffed him, but I think they've nerfed other stuff and repositioned him on the map in a place where he can find maybe a little bit more success. People still did very well with him, but I just thought that like Nurgle and Slaanesh were a little bit stronger. But anyways, let's get in here. So armies replenishing foreign territory. This is good because you're going to be burning a lot of things. Diplomatic penalties with other Khorne factions, okay. 15% movement after raising settlements. That's very interesting for all characters. 25% movement after winning a battle, and then minus 35% recruitment costs when you're in a burned territory. Okay, and then we're starting in the middle. Campaign settings as usual, very hard legendary. We'll go ultimate crisis mode. And let's go ahead and start. So, the biggest thing that I think is strange about Khorne is that he's not a horde faction. I mean, I know that thematically, or maybe that's not the word, symmetrically, they didn't want these four lords to be horde factions, but the fact that he's heavily encouraged to burn everything, he doesn't have great defenses, so recruiting higher level units is going to be a little annoying. We're probably going to have to global it unless we get a headquarters, you know, somewhere in the middle of the map. I mean, we do kind of start in the middle of the map, but like in a better location. So he does get a lot of growth, so you can power up your towns, but I think it's still a little on the expensive side. We'll see.
This land in a tide of blood. Khorne commands it.
So the econ is kind of rough. Is when you are taking over towns, it costs you 2,000 skulls, which is just a resource you get like most other supplemental resources. Just by mostly just winning fights and doing aggressive things, you're going to get more points. And there are some other things, techs and stuff like that, that give you more skulls. But to occupy towns, it costs 2,000 skulls. So you can't really occupy that many towns. And your money buildings are not fantastic in these towns. They're okay. I thought there was one where it's like, okay, I thought there was one you get like 100 gold straight up, but yeah, it's even worse than I thought. You get like 40 gold, you get extra loot in adjacent regions, and then you get like some extra income from buildings. Now, your other little towns are okay, they give you some money. Your main town gives you 100, but yeah, you're not really getting a lot of money from this, but you're also not getting a lot of money from like huge sacks, like traditional, you know, horde, aggressive, burn everything factions, like the old school Chaos, Warriors of Chaos on release. They get big sack money, and then they just always run a deficit. With Khorne, that's not necessarily the case. So you do have some mechanics to offset that a little bit. You can make a blood host army whenever you burn a town. So instead of the skulls that you get from burning the town, you get a blood host, but you still have to, so that's kind of like a Slaaneshi bonus army, sort of. So you're basically trading skulls for that, but you still have to pay upkeep on that army. Now, it's significantly reduced upkeep, but it's still upkeep, so, you know, it's not cash positive. And then you just go around, you just get money from winning battles. I don't think you get a lot of extra post-battle loot money either. So, money has always been sort of the situation with him. And your stuff still costs upkeep, like quite a lot of upkeep. A lot of your better units are pretty expensive. So, Beastmen, you know, also don't get a lot of money. I would say the Beastmen might get more money than these guys do. But none of their units have upkeep costs. You just have to spend their resource to get stock in units. Here, you can hire as many units as you want, but they're going to be expensive. Now, you do have extremely good units. They have one of the best rosters out there as far as just a nice mix of infantry dominance, heavily armored infantry units, monsters, your standard kind of chaos monsters that you get. But then your top-end cavalry, your Blood Crushers of Khorne, are very good against infantry, and then your Skull Crushers of Khorne are very good against large, and you have probably the best kind of tier 5 demon from the demonic factions with the Bloodthirster. It's kind of like a huge dragon, but should be able to kill most other dragons. He's got plus 25 to large. He's got quite a lot of armor, physical resist, a lot of HP. So he's a very good kind of air anti-large superiority unit. Also has magical attacks, flaming attacks. So he's got a lot of stuff, but he is expensive, and he's obviously tier 5. And then you have Minotaurs as well. So why those are tier 5, I'm not really sure. The Beastmen Minotaurs with great weapons, I think, are tier 3 or 4. Now, your Soul Grinder is not that amazing. It's okay. But you've got a lot of good stuff. It's just, can you afford it, and can you like protect the town enough to be able to make it worth going up to tier 4 and tier 5? It's very, very expensive. So anyways, okay, let's get some fighting in here. Now, early on, you do get, I don't think we want to use this early. It's 2,000 gold, it's 5 turns of buffs. Post-battle loot. So this is when I believe you want to move to a highly dense population. So I'm going to try to move out of the desert. I'm going to like loop around this way as my path. Try to go up through here and eventually get into humans, because this is one of the most town dense areas on the whole map, if not the most town dense. Because out here in like these Badlands, there's so much space between towns, and the terrain just sucks. A lot of times, like, you have to get around all these little rivers and swamps, and you don't have an underway stance, so it's really hard to get through all that stuff. So yeah, it's a similar story over here. It's just like limited mobility, and it's through mountains. The mountains have a lot of trails, so you can kind of get through them, but not having underway and trying to go against dwarves and Skaven, where they're just like jumping all over the place, it's probably pretty obnoxious. And this is just like a dead zone where just like nothing's going on here. Okay. Now, I do think extra mobility there. Now, I do want to go ahead and use this. This basically, you just get a fight. They just fight you with some decent units, so you just get the like gold and skulls and all that stuff. Just get it and level experience. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that fight early. Okay. And you want to manually fight a lot of these early on, because it is going to be difficult to get some of those higher tier units, because you're burning everything. It costs a lot of money, and we're probably going to have to global, which again is turbo expensive and could take extra time. Now, as you get this blood meter up, which I'll show you when we get in there, it does lower the upkeep on everything, which helps. And it does lower the global recruitment time. So we can probably get most good units, like 2-turn units in 1 turn, I believe, eventually, but it's probably going to be like 4,000 gold per unit or something. So these units are all very expensive. I think they may have nerfed the Chaos factions by making the recruitment cost way higher, because I don't remember it being like 1,000 plus to recruit like basic stuff. Like bloodletters, I think, are over 1,000. We'll see. So, alright, they're coming at us. Can use Skarbrands. We really want to front with the Chaos Warriors if we can, and then flank with the Bloodletters. Because their units just do not match up that well against these Warriors of Chaos. They're okay. They do have a lot of armor-piercing damage, but like their magical attacks aren't going to do anything. We can draw these away. That'd be great.
Chaos Warriors of Khorne!
This makes everyone rampage, they can't run away. Alright, so we take a little bit of hit on Skarbrand, but we can position around that. But yeah, the Bloodletters have physical resist, and they do magic damage, so against other Bloodletters, they just kill each other really quickly, a lot of times. But they also have very heavy armor-piercing damage, and that's really a huge difference between the Chaos Warriors and the Bloodletters. It's the armor-piercing. They just completely will carve up armored units, potentially. Skulls are cool, but I think we just need money a lot of times. Okay. Okay, and then over here, we just want to go blue tree, and we want the replenishment because we can replenishment in burned or foreign territory. So we're always going to get full value out of that. We want unholy resilience, so we can face tank with Skarbrand. He's a really strong lord. So we want to, you know, make use of that. Lightning Strike, obviously, is going to be very good, especially as any kind of evil faction where a bunch of people are going to be coming at you all the time. Skulls from Kills is pretty good. And then Claimer of Skulls is good. So there aren't that many great ones early on. Like, this is nice, the charge bonus for the Bloodletters. This is actually pretty good because it does apply to your Crushers later on as well. So it's and your Exalted Bloodletters, so it's a pretty good, like, starts off strong early and scales later type of skill. So the red tree is okay. It does have good stuff, but I think a lot of it is just going to be kind of campaign management stuff early on. As usual on Legendary, most factions, with some exceptions, you know, you'll want to go in the blue tree. Okay, the mobility. Mobility is just the name of the game. We got to keep running, got to keep burning stuff with this guy.
My blood fury was unstoppable. The harbinger of doom.
Oh, I meant to show you this thing over here. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so let's fight him. Main stuff we gotta watch out for are the pigs. Ideally, we do not want to see them getting off a charge. You don't have any magic as Khorne, so I thought about playing the Chaos Undivided and just specializing in Khorne.
Yes.
I do that. I don't know if we'll do it directly after this one, but I have done that in the past, and it was pretty good. But I figured I'd try Khorne proper this time. But one advantage of doing that is you can actually get spells. But it's got a little bit of a different vibe to it. Okay, let's get, I think just making these kind of a 2-group. Probably where we want to be. It's a little weird the Skarbrand doesn't fly, although he's got those wings, but it's too big and manly for that, I guess. I don't know. Not too far, not too far. They do have some arrows.
So be it.
Heroes did take a little bit of a hit there.
Blood for the blood
The
god.
last one.
Yes.
We can maybe have our infantry do a little bit more. Also, these guys had shields. Now, Khorne was a little bit more unique as well before everybody got access to Chaos Warriors and Chosen. Before all the demons did, because they used to be the only ones with the Chaos Warriors.
Followers of Kyle.
The Khorne Chaos Warriors. I have these. Probably either charge the pigs. I think we're going to charge the pigs. Have these on the side too, maybe. What they're going to do here. Sometimes they don't even deploy the pigs until much later. Just collapse this middle flank here. They did this in my practice run where I was kind of trying this out too, where they just like didn't really deploy their stuff until far later. I'm kind of worried to bring these in.
Khorne will hit. Khorne demands movement.
Here we got them.
Brutal blood earth. Chaos Warriors of Khorne.
Yeah, you're obviously Khorne is designed to be like the melee superiority faction. Where? Oh, Skarbrand chasing. Oops. Should have paid a little closer attention to that. So something you want to rush early on that we're going to be doing are the special Khorne dogs. I guess that sounds weird, but God, he just claps people so hard. His autos. The Hellhounds. And they're all going to die, so we'll just go ahead for the sake of moving through this quicker. And they're tier 2 for Khorne proper. For the Undivided, they're tier 1. But they're these demonic dogs that kind of look like normal dogs, a little bit bigger, but man, they murder people. It's like, it's close to 60 damage a hit on them, and they've got like 45 charge bonus. Absolutely just tear through infantry, basically. I think they have magical attacks too, and they're physical resist. So obviously you don't want to like frontline with them or anything, but oh, that's kind of cool. I want skulls or money? I think maybe that's a good skulls amount. I don't know though. Money's gonna be clutch too. We would get a lot of skulls for burning. It's like 2,000 skulls or something for a burn. maybe I have to stick with the money. I'm not sure what the equivalency is that you want to go for here.
They will serve Axe Father.
Okay. Make sure that's equipped. Okay, we got it. And then, like I said before, you just want, I think, the replenishment early on. And then with him, you just want mobility. Buffing everything up. We can eventually get a blood throne with him, which is nice. So that means we don't need to hire one of those types of units. I don't think. Maybe I'm thinking a shrine. The shrine's different than the throne. Anyway, so this fills up. And eventually you get global recruitment -2. Casualty replenishment. That's for all armies. Growth for all provinces, and upkeep just for this army. So that is nice. And then over here you have to spend skulls to get these upgrades. 10% movement for blood hosts. It's pretty nice. Post-battle loot's good. We're not going to raid a lot. You don't have preferential rating. It's just 50% on raid. So, like, greenskins are nice because, you know, and I think there are a couple other factions too where you can raid and it doesn't cost you any movement, or it costs you very little. Upkeep for blood hosts. That's really nice. Put that on Skarbrand. To replenish a lot in battle. 5% chance to automatically colonize ruins. So I guess you have to own one building in a province, and then you get 5%. I thought it used to be 10%. Maybe the base is 5. Spell resistance doesn't matter that much. It's like very niche. Now this is good. Chaos Warriors, Chosen, Chaos Knights. So basically your non-demonic units. But we're going to be using mostly demonic units early on with Bloodletters and the dogs. So this is handy if you want to run a bunch of Marauders, and I don't know, maybe if I have some of those Blood Host units that have some of these, that's cool. I mean, we'll probably get it at some point. 50 skulls per turn is good. Diplomatic relations are bad. Upkeep on Blood Host. They have some pretty serious units. They're like 2,000 gold each, so that'd be like 100 gold a turn. Just pretty good, but really that banner as well. Kind of like that.
You better serve the Skull Throne.
Okay. Did all that. Now, magic, you don't have any magic, as I said before, but if you dip down below, it hurts your replenishment. I think it takes away 10% of your physical resist. I'm not sure if you go above what that does. You get some kind of bonuses, though. It might just be replenishment, but we want to be high. And then this... it gives you experience per turn, 1 skull for each unit in your army, and enables, you take attrition though, but you do get Winds of Magic.
Obey only me, Blood Horde.
Okay. Alright, and we're gonna keep going here. We're gonna fight it manually, make sure we don't take too much damage. So I think, like I said, the Savage Orcs are a pretty good matchup because they have no armor and you have a lot of magic damage, especially on the Bloodletters, so we should just light them up. Now that means our armor pin doesn't, you know, do a ton there, but they should just get devoured. Now, what's his name? The Legendary Lord. I don't know if he starts with it or not, but he can at least level up to a point where he gives his entire army magical attacks. So that could be problematic too late game if we don't go for him. And you start off at war with Savage Orcs too. So I'm not sure if, like I said, you can go a bunch of different places. You can go to the east, try to take out like Skaven, Undead, Tomb Kings. You can go south, Tomb Kings, all that stuff. You can go kind of northeast, Skaven Dwarves. Maybe start going into Chaos Dwarf territory. Or you can kind of go north or northwest, which is where I'm going to go, and mostly fight a lot of humans. I think humans in general are still a little bit underpowered. Especially against, like, demonic factions. Many of them, they don't have a lot of large monsters. They can be vulnerable to fear. They don't have a lot of magical attacks, so they can't break your physical resist, like Empire. They really need to buff Empire a little bit more. I was looking at it, because it used to be one of my favorite factions.
Khorne fears us! The exiled one! Yes! His hate's ruin! Darkness goes.
But now they haven't nerfed them, but they're just kind of fallen off compared to what they used to be.
Blood, skulls, slaughter, rage. Most brutal bloodthirster. Move out, for Khorne.
These Savage Orcs might be able to beat up my dogs, so I gotta be careful. Yeah, my dog's gonna take a pretty big hit there. I'm gonna distract him a little bit.
Chaos Warriors!
Alright, they're broken. This dude's taking a little bit of heat here. Alright, let's just roll him out of there. Alright. Yeah, so the Bloodletters just freaking tear them up. I mean, the Chaos Warriors, I guess, are good if you just want to, like, just strictly tank stuff. But Bloodletters, man, do so much damage. Okay, so we get 1,000 skulls. I don't know if we can sack. Oh, it's 2,500 to occupy. I don't know if we're supposed to sack and then burn, or just burn. We may not. We probably won't get the skulls, though, if we sack it. That would be my guess. But that looks like a flat number, like it would always give you that. Yeah, I guess we can just see. Let's just sack and try it out here and see what we get. Okay, so yeah, it won't let us skull it this time. We have to, so you can sack and then occupy, but you cannot sack and burn, which kind of makes sense. Which is fine, because we would have to, we'd have to wait until next turn anyways. Like, we couldn't really do that much if we just raise it, I don't think. and I just wasn't sure, so it should be fine. I think we should be able to sack it next time and not lose that much, because it's going to take us 2 moves anyways, and if we burn this, then we should be able to keep going.
The drink of blood.
I hope. If I lose a turn off of that, it will be a little annoying. So, I don't want the Blood Host early because the towns are too spread out. It's going to take like 2 or 3 turns to run over here. So I'm going to save it until we get up to like a little bit more density over here of buildings. So we really need it for like a major siege. Okay, so as far as our building here goes, I'm going to sell this. Because we can get bloodletters anyways off of our normal town. Yes, eventually we might buy it back to get exalted bloodletters. We'll see. And then I want to level this up because I want a cultist for the replenished troops. And then we want this for the dogs. We can also get Forsaken, which I'd rather just have bloodletters, I think. They do have armor, but they do have high weapon strength, but they don't have that much piercing damage. I don't know. Like, they're okay. They are a little bit faster than bloodletters, but man, bloodletters are just so good. It's hard to, like, the stats don't really do them justice. They just absolutely annihilate infantry, as far as I see. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. Diplomacy, everybody hates us for the most part. Got it. We don't need to do skulls. Oh, with him? We want replenishment, or do we want skulls? Losing 50 per turn kind of sucks. Nah, I think we need replenishment. Let's do some replenishment here. Next turn we can do skulls. So as long as it lets us dash to about the property line there, I think we should be fine. As far as like not losing any value from taking an extra turn here. 650 gold to burn. I mean, obviously you don't want to lose tempo, you don't want to pay extra upkeep. We're kind of doing it for science there.
I crave bloodshed.
Alright, hopefully... Okay, I guess that's manageable. I don't want to sit here and just like farm these guys. That wasn't my intent. I was just trying to see if I could sack and skulls, which I was, you know, doubtful of, but... Okay, so regardless, it's always 100 or 1,000 skulls or whatever. It looks like it does have increasing provincial stability, because there wasn't any before. So I guess if you sit here and just keep, like, turbo sacking the same thing, if you pull a, well, I won't say. I have seen some content creators before that will just completely cheese so many campaigns. Oh my god, are you serious? He ran that far in the opposite direction?
Blood.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that's like
Seek you slaughter.
insanely bad for us.
March through the agony. Khorne bids us move.
Well, if we burned it last time, presumably we would have run the same direction.
Glory for the blood god.
Well, this is what I'm talking about out here. Like, this terrain is just so ridiculous.
Wrath incarnate.
Especially when you don't have underway. Okay, so melee attack and strength sounds good. Melee defense and strength. Leadership. Physical resist and strength. I kind of like that. Okay, so we're dashing over there. This dude could come at us anytime. But we're going to see if we can get to the dogs. already dashed. Does it lets us dash and then skulls? Seems kind of odd, but okay. Yeah, we have to do that because we don't want to dip down into negative. Yeah, the skulls thing seems kind of trivial. The fact that you can get 1,000 for burning something. It's like, ooh, I get 8 right here, you know? I guess if you have enough things, then it adds up, but... Okay, so it's not as bad as it appeared before. So I guess it was just because I burned. I guess I could dash and get a little bit further. I think, can I hit this in one turn then? I should be able to. Okay, well, let's go ahead and skulls again. Guess it's good to get our skulls in now before... before we get more replenishment. Alright. No, I guess because... So, it probably was a mistake, because if I burned before, my movement was already done, and I think it just took a lot of my movement from a raise. It takes all of your movement and then refunds like 15% of your total, or whatever that number is, so... I think. Okay. I mean, we should be able to take them. It does kind of suck that I had to do the skulls in order to not fall into negative magical properties. But that extra turn gave them an extra turn to hire some stuff. That's 6. 13 units.
The drink of blood.
I mean, I guess I could just sit here and even hire a couple more units. How much? Global -1, so I could hire just like some bloodletters.
Only the strongest may serve. Khorne slays a mind.
2,000. That's with 30% off, or 40% off, presumably, too. Right? That's insane. Minus 35% when an enemy or raised territory. Oh, Terrifying Masquerade. He already causes terror, doesn't he? I guess I could put it on this guy.
It will be done. Obey only me, Blood Horde.
I mean, they're gonna get to hire more, but I need to replenish probably. How much longer until the dogs?
The fist of hell!
One more turn on dogs. So does that mean we just occupy this? It does have iron, which I think we can turn into extra skulls.
No fool that's safe in our world.
So they're gonna get 3 units. I could also get 3 units. Now, we don't get any extra... Where's that gonna put us at? My current is not 50. There's no way. Out of 100. That's gotta be bugged. It looks like I'm almost certainly gonna fall. I don't know if that's... Yeah, I just don't... I don't think I can beat him without more. I mean, if they come out at me, then it would be reinforcements. They would have 10 coming at me, and then I'd have to reinforce. Alright, let's just step out just a little bit more. I think I've got to do it. I just got to have Skarbrand healthy. Oh, it burns. But it's just what we got to do. Okay. I just don't think I can win without it. Yeah, he's going to hire some more units, but I think my bloodletters are stronger than whatever he's going to hire. And we need to get replenishment for a turn. How long this? It's like 15 turns each, yeah.
I refuse. Murder.
Okay.
Slaughter.
Alright, let's fight it. Now, I didn't notice if I was in the penalty yet or not. I mean, I need to occupy this so that I can hire the dogs. So it's going to be a little awkward because we're going to get into the penalty for sure next turn. As far as the magic goes. But it is what it is. Alright.
Chaos Warriors. The drinker of blood. Blood Weaver.
I don't know, maybe I am just supposed to blood host it anyways. Just hold my nose in blood host no matter what early, even though they are going to decay. Even though it does cost a lot of money, it's still 50% off.
So be it.
It's like, you know, I'm paying 200 for these, but I could be potentially with a blood host getting a 400 gold value unit for the same thing. You know what I mean? There's 50% off upkeep on those units. I don't know exactly what I'm going to get. But I do have to give up some skulls for it, but like 1,000 skulls. But maybe that's worth... Because there's not really a limit. You can always keep blood hosting, I think. Even if it decays, like, who cares? Just use them as fodder.
Warriors of Khorne.
Have to get into the Khorne state of mind, maybe.
Glory leads us on.
But it does cost a lot, though. I mean, a blood host army is going to cost more than 3 of these, right? But I don't have to pay the recruitment. So there's that. And the recruitment is extremely high. So, I don't know.
Chaos Warriors of Khorne.
Maybe I was supposed to blood host the first burn, occupy this one, get the dogs, call it a day.
Spreading destruction.
That's what I did the first time through, but then I was just like, man, this place is like, I waste 3 turns to the blood host just walking over here. Another thing about these lightly armored units is they just do not get tired as easily. Like the bloodletters. There are pigs over here, there are, so I gotta be a little careful. Those pigs would tear up my dogs. These dogs, I don't know if they would beat the normal dogs that hard, but...
For chaos. Kill them all.
Get them to soak the arrows. Now, these pigs are not going to be able to flank that easily. They're going to have to run all the way around these columns.
Army of the Dark Gods. insufficient slaughter here. Followers of chaos.
These warriors are so, like...
Blood, skulls, slaughter. Blood fury. The wrathful reaper. March for Khorne. I obey. It is done.
What are we doing? Let's start charging these guys in the back. Okay, they're done.
Skarbrand.
Alright. Those are my summoned bloodletters, right? So it's not going to matter too much if they get kind of cleaned out.
The exiled one. Blood. Let rebel.
And these pigs are still kind of protecting some flanks. Okay, now they're going. Alright. Why is everybody... I don't know why we're all chasing... Dude, what is going on with these controls?
Warriors of Khorne. It brings destruction. Move out. Skulls. Echo.
Now they're trolling. It's like not fighting at all. Can we just have like intelligent fights? These kids are capping. Okay, I think they're all about done here. Okay. Dang, even the little demons didn't take as much damage. Well, I mean, they could have been fighting different things, but I thought most of the units were kind of in there fighting, you know? Close, that was a massacre. Yeah, we're definitely going to go into negative territory here with the Winds of Magic. We get plus 10 Winds of Magic for doing that, but... I mean, we could sack and then occupy. We get some replenishment. It's a tier 1 building to begin with. It's going to be busted up. Do I care? I mean, that would affect public order a little bit. guess let's just occupy.
Here we spread slaughter.
Alright.
Skarbrand, slave.
30% from all buildings. Well, I mean, if we get gold or something. 10 skulls, 20 skulls, 30 skulls. I thought it was like 50 skulls. Okay, that's kind of garbage. I could have sworn there was something that was 100 gold a turn. I guess maybe I'm thinking of the undivided. Jeez. Okay, what does this even do? I mean, I guess that's like marginally sort of okay. Oh no! Dang it, that was the first dog building. I still have to get the second dog building. Oh god. Well, I mean, I could hire another lord over here, I suppose, and then just have them walk the dogs over to me. I mean, I guess, like...
Bloodshed.
Okay, raiding is garbage. I mean, the recruitment cost is a real thing. Corruption seems like it's probably going to be fine. Alright, I guess we'll just get that. And then Unholy Resilience, there we go, nice.
Wrath incarnate.
Movement. Well, okay, I can hire the dude here, though. Cultist, strategist, yes. Skull piles. Are there like piles of skulls you can just find laying around that spawn? I can't remember.
Cultist of the Blood God.
Okay, wait. Oh, he has more points. Okay. Alright, and now we are...
Only warfare will suffice.
What's the penalty, man? Tell me. Leadership, physical resist, and minus 5% replenishment. Yeah. Yeah.
Cultist of the Blood God.
Well, if I hire this guy, I mean, I'm going to have to hire one of these guys anyways. No, the aren't... I was going to say, and I could have them do the skull thing to get the magic up, but the magic is on a per army basis. Not like a province basis or anything. Okay, was there anything else? Okay, it's 1,500 baseline to hire these guys. Bro, the dogs are gonna be... I mean, I guess the dogs will probably be similar. My god. Okay, well, this is closer than it was. Like, running somebody from here way over to here is very different from, you know, running them from, like, here up to here. Honestly, I don't even know. It could have been a mistake. Maybe I don't even need the dogs at this point if I have a blood host. Okay. So you do get a lot of bonuses for Khorne. Like, huge fighting bonuses. I just wish they were a horde fact, like, just straight up.
It will be done.
Like,
Exalted murder.
if you had some kind of cute units or something, like little buildings you could get, almost like the Warriors of Chaos version. Now, they have the Dark Fortresses, and I don't like that system, just because there aren't enough Dark Fortresses sprinkled throughout the world, so you need to kind of go everyone in the north, and I get it, like, lore-wise, that makes sense, but I just wish that you had a, like, you could go other directions, that you didn't always have to fight in the same, like, quarter of the map to get the benefit out of that. Alright.
Khorne grants me power.
Blood Host movement is pretty nice.
better serve the skull throne.
I live to obey! Done.
Murder.
Okay, are we gonna blood host this? I don't know, money-wise. We can or should. Maybe we just wait one more. The longer we wait, potentially the better.
I'll drink their blood. No! Their skulls. Lost bloodshed.
Delicious looking sack. Now we've already used all of our movement here. But, again, if we burn it next turn, we're not going to be able to run as far. A little bit. I think we have to just keep moving. Do we need this yet? I mean, we're gonna be probably taking down a, like a capital up here, potentially. So maybe I want the Blood Host if they have like a 20 stack sitting in a capital. Alright, let's do it. Yeah.
Herald of Khorne.
Yeah, so we get a couple of Bloodthirsters, some Spawn, and a Skull Cannon. I think that's what I've got last time. Now, I don't know where the next town is. This is Galbaraz. It's got to be somewhere in here. This is sunken. I wish it would tell you on the map, like, where the towns are.
Our treatment stokes rebellion.
Rucking Pits, what? Oh, that's, Beastmen get different bonuses.
Skarbrand, slave Khorne.
Okay, do I want to do the skulls? Oh, did the Winds of Magic, they change now?
Nothing shall own you. Leave this place.
It's interesting, you can dash and then change your stance.
Sit,
I mean, I'm gonna be above the line next turn. Oh, they give
it shall be.
They give permanent +10 magic for everybody else. Is that what it is or something? -5 units on creation. Okay. Maybe I should have done this before I made a Blood Host. I can do this on the next one. I mean, I don't know. We just kind of didn't need it, though.
Do the ruinous powers forsake us?
Okay, so... who leveled up? This dude? Replenishment. Oh, he can get a War Shrine. Okay, and summon a bunch of stuff. So yeah, those guys are pretty good. Do we get +1 for the level 2 building? Doubt it. No. Level 3, we get +1. Okay. Good to keep in mind. Alright, Now the question is, do we go for this replenishment or do we go for the skulls? I think if we're gonna get out of this penalty next turn, we just go for the replenishment here. Okay, and then we're pretty much at time. Alright. Globally, recruiting is brutal. Although, normally recruiting is brutal too. Apparently, so...
I will rip the flesh from your skull.
Who are they at war with? I mean, those guys are gonna fight me anyways. Sure. I don't think I can trade. The iron doesn't give me any resources, so makes sense. Okay, we'll figure it out next time. I'm assuming Galbarez, like, I know there's something here. I'm pretty sure it's like a coastal town around here. This part of this province. I'm assuming there might be something here. I mean, just where the roads go, they're going to intersect with towns. So there's probably something here. There might be something here. Because, like, I haven't really played this map on Warhammer 3 in this part of the map yet. It used to be... Like, I used to know where all the towns were in Warhammer 2. In, like, this area, but... I just have not played a lot of factions that are in the desert. I mean, honestly, like, Lustria and the desert are two of my least favorite regions, just because of how far apart all the towns are. Especially Lustria, man. It's, like... Maybe they've changed it. They probably have for Warhammer 3. It looks a lot smaller. Hopefully it's a little more dense. But yeah, just running through that jungle, especially if you don't have an underway, is just so obnoxious. But anyways, okay. We'll get back in the next turn. Thank you very much for tuning in. We get to try out this Blood Host, start pushing forward, get some kills here on our march up to Empire territory. Hopefully they're not all dead by the time we get there. We'll see. Anyways, that's it. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time.